This is a visual representation of Christopher's website. Look at his beautiful interlinking, guys. I mean, this is no joke. He has a beautiful interlinking of pages. All of these are pages, guys. Yeah, this is whole pages. This is blog. Look at that. I'm gonna press on blog. This is his blog section, screenshot, summary, content, and the links to relevant pages. I'll press on this. This is the other page. It's fully scraped, everything full on page and the content itself with relevant information. Now this is something, and this was all done from zero. A new brain skill, and a full website scrape in just how long it took for us? Maybe like 45 minutes, right? And today we are, creating a brain, a vault, using Brainstain and Cloud Obsidian skill in Claude Code. So the topic today will be the perfect vault for a website. So what do I mean by that? So the mission is to create the perfect template for a website crawler that will crawl like all text from a website, right? Images, video, embeddings, even full page screenshots, even of the effects if it's possible, and create for us an Obsidian vault of the current website. I think this can be quite beneficial for everyone. And let's do it. That's it. So first I just have a folder prepared. Just for information, I have created one folder. It's named Demo June School Cloud Skills Workshop. But even with this, I have named it Website Brain. But I'll create right now a new folder just for the sake of this demo. So I'm just going to delete this. I will even close these all things. I'm just going to leave Claude open, everyone. So starting from scratch, I have an idea. I want to create a brain, and that brain is for a website. What can I do? So we can use the skills that we have already available. Here we're going to use two skills. We're going to use Cloud Obsidian skill, and we're going to use Brainstain skill that is inside our Air Marketing Hub organization, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to create right now the brain. So first what we're going to do, we're going to create a folder. I will name this, let's say, Minneapolis made, right? Minneapolis made a website brain, right? This is the first thing. Next, what I'm going to do, I will just open a Cloud session. I will open a folder. In that folder, I'll open the exact same folder that I have just created, which is the Minneapolis made website brain. I'm going to open this inside the Claude Code session. I'm currently using VS Code for reference. Of course, you can use any other IDE that you're using, guys. I'm just currently using VS Code. So here I have a Claude Code session on my right-hand side. It's fully open, nice and clean. At the same time, I'm going to open Obsidian. So everyone, you will need to have also Obsidian for this. So I'm just going to open a folder. I'm going to enter the same exact folder that I have created. Boom. Currently, this one is empty. Yeah. So this is how it is. So right now, my mission is what? I have an idea, which is to build a website brain. Maybe in your case, let's say it will be a sales brain, or maybe an accounting brain, or whatever brains you want. Einstein, maybe even Hormozy, how Benjamin made. So currently, we need a plan, right? So first, we're going to go to our Claude here. We're going to press on this thing. I'm going to go for plan mode. Yeah, plan mode, everyone. This is very important. Max, no ultra code, but max. Yeah, because for the plan mode, you want to have the best one. Go for max. Ultra code, better use it only if you have different workforces, but max for now. Next, we need to give the prompt. So I'm just going to copy even the same exact post. I'm going to put it here, and I even put it here the topic. The perfect vault for a website. Mission, create the perfect template for a website crawler that will crawl all text, images, video, embeddings, and even full page screenshots, well set and organized with all relevant data and info. Okay, that's it. I think this is duplicated. Can be linked with marketing brain, for example, local SEO crawler, but this can. So the main point here is to crawl everything. Testing one. Okay. The main point here is to crawl everything. Plan mode. Send. And right now, I just put the plan. Hey, I want to create a brain for a website. And we're going to create one for Minneapolis made, for Christopher's company, guys, for his website. So website that we will create this for, and I'm going to put here the link towards his website. This is his website. Press on enter. And guys, if you're live here, also going to put also here the link, boom, in the chat. You can send him some clicks, everyone, so his Google search goes up. I think community approach, backlinks for backlinks. Anyway, going back here, I get the prompt, put in plan mode. Right now, my mission, what it will be, it will just to wait. Yeah, review.
Daniel, can you expand on like what you might use this for? Like how would this be useful in addition to like the marketing brain? Like what are you trying to accomplish with this?
So let's say you have the full page structure, and you have, let's say I'm going to use for reference Rankin Standard Pro. Yeah. Imagine if you have an Obsidian brain, a vault of the current website, or even Chris websites, for example, that will always have also the screenshots of his page. The screenshots of his page specifically, And let's say he has a lot of components. Maybe even this button here, right? This button right here. Maybe other components, let's say this, right? So imagine if we have all of them as SVGs or whatever there is inside our Obsidian Vault, and then we're like, hey, we want to make it better. We want to put maybe a new design, right? Maybe best practices, make something that will be like really cool, because this is nice, not bad, synced. But let's say make it more interactive, right? Because when you make it more interactive, then that's where the fun is also for the users. And like that, imagine you have all the components of the website, then you can easily update. At the same time, whenever you update any sort of website or a page, you have the brain for that, yeah? We're going to have a brain for that, guys. You're going to have the full website landing page. You're going to have your pillar pages, all your blogs and everything put. At the same time, you're going to have it live on whatever, WordPress or Vercel, whatever you're using. But at the same time, you're going to have a brain where you can just work locally with your current Claude or Codex agent. And like that, the future, any sort of edits or audits or whatever there is, will be a lot more easier for Claude at the same time. I mean, this is what I think, is to have a full-on website crawler that will do everything. Like, for example, we have in data collection in Rankenstein Pro, just for information, because it's the exact same thing. When you go to data collection, not here, because it's not updated yet, guys. When updated maybe in 1 or 2 weeks, we have data collection here. And this data collection is fantastic. Why? Because you have profile, you have site crawling, but I was thinking, hey, we can have also an Obsidian Vault here for everything. And imagine if you have a full website crawl, I mean, your whole pages, to be crawled, all of them. The thing is that we have landing pages, as I mentioned. Christopher here on his page, he has, how many pages total do you have, Christopher? Like on your
14.
Minneapolis? 40.
14. How many?
Okay, so he has also a lot of blog posts, guys. So imagine, let's say you have an Obsidian Vault, right? You have a brain of an agent that has even your images for reference for blogs. And in future, whenever it will generate any sort of images, it will always follow your style, yeah? In this case scenario, you can use even Dan's recent technology about generating images, relevant images for your current business, yeah? So the main point here is that you're going to have all the references for the images we have on our website. We have all the H2s, all the H3s. We have all the keyword data. We are running all this crazy research in the backend. We have the marketing brain. We have the local SEO. Wow, what's next is just to have, if you want any time to create a page or content or whatever there is linked to your specific website, now we have the full-on house crawled on your computer. And I think this is fantastic. At the same time, let's say in future, whenever we want to create content, that being a blog post, that being even social media posts related to that blog post, following a specific funnel, right? So maybe let's say a video, then video 5 blog posts, 5 blog posts equals to maybe 20 social media posts, right? And those social media posts can be shorts, again, and everything properly interlinked again and over again. So for that, we need to have a proper strategy in place. And achieving this, I mean, just building them bit by bit. So let's say we're going to have also the social media brain coming soon. So then we have everything covered for marketing. It's just that, great things take time. So first today we're going to build the website brain. Next session, we're going to build the social media brain. And afterwards, we have everything covered. And continuing back, we have our Claude asking questions we need to answer. And right now we go to which engine should capture the site. So Firecrawl, yes, let's go for Firecrawl, everyone. And what should I actually build? So template script, go for that. Self-contained, yeah, better. And let's go like that. Additionally, I need to have a good prompt right now. Make sure that everything is covered, right? Screenshots, brand designs, like we're going to have a full-on data collection. Because let's say in future, if you're going to generate images, of course, those images needs to be relevant to the current website. So we need to capture the images, well-arranged and set and cut. And for this overall process, as you're building currently the brain, I want you to use the proper orchestration system. Use best practices. I want you to use the workflow mode because you are going full on ultra code. So spawn relevant agent, use multi-agent wizard, and additionally, damn it, that might not go. So use best practices, I think it's okay. So I will keep planning. I'm just going to put use best practices. I want you to spawn relevant agents for the job. Use multi-agent parallel execution with multi-agent wizard. That's it. Let's do it, man. Right, so this is the prompt. I hope you're sending the prompts also the same, guys. Sometimes, of course, we can joke around here and there, but for me, and also I advise everyone, whenever you have free time, just put your voice to text. So it will save you a lot of time while you're prompting with your agents, because you can always easily go up and down between two specific even chat windows. So I will put here at the same time from plan to ultra workflows, and you will see also live how Mr. Brainstain and these all skills will create the template for minneapolismade.com, which is Christopher's website. And this is how it is, and we're going to have also maybe the images and everything else from his site. So we need to have a Firecrawl key, because there the agent asked us, hey, what do you want to use for scraping this website? Because we're quite restricted. So for this, we're going to use Firecrawl. There's a website, firecrawl.dev. You can sign in, guys. It's free, 1,000 API keys there. You can just, I'll copy the API key. So right now I want to share this API key with the current agent. So for that, I'm going to just create one folder inside this folder. So following best practices, this is the exact same folder Minneapolis made, but also here, I will create a new file. I will name this file .env. So this is needed for following best practices when you create API keys and you want to share it with your agents, so it will be secure or only on your computer, guys. Press here, I'm going to put here, Firecrawl equals, boom. That's it. And here I put the API key. Press on that, press on all, save. I will get this env. I'm going to put it here. I'll copy the path of the current folder. If you're on Windows, you can also copy paths, guys. So here, I'll copy the path. In your case, maybe it's desktop or disk C or whatever there is. So here is the Firecrawl API key. If you want to use the same API key for future reference in all my chats, I can just prompt, hey, use this API key whenever I call Firecrawl. But I will not use it, so I just showed you how is the correct way on how you need to connect and share the API keys with your AI agents. This one can become quite big, because afterwards you can just put, let's say, DataForSEO API, equals .1 and .1. And of course, if something needs to be fixed, just prompt your cloud to fix it. But that is the best non-destructive way of sharing the API keys with your AI agents, everyone. If it sounded a little bit complicated, then rewatch this 3 more times after the current session, because I'm recording right now, right? We have the plan, it's being done, it's being set, and afterwards it will execute, and this will take time. I don't know how long, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 10, 20, I'll give it. But we're going to have a full-on template and a full-on brain of the current minneapolismade.com website. And like that, what it will be used for, again, if you want to create maybe specific other animations, because we have here the template, for example, if you want maybe to create new components, if you want to update text, maybe you want to just review in full the overall context of the thing, if you want to use for reference, even the relevant pages with relevant URLs, and everything of sort. So we're just going to scrape in full the website. Everything, component, effects, text, CTAs, and whatever there is. So this is the main mission, and why it's needed, because it will be very useful for future AI agents, that being, doesn't matter, either Claude or Codex, or even Gemini, whatever there is. Because you can share this brain, guys, after it will be built, you can share it with any model. Any model, that being even your Minimax M3, for example, if anyone have tried it. I haven't tried it yet, but it's quite good. They will not perform as good as Claude, but the thing is, the beauty about brains, is that you can put any models inside. Claude, Codex, Gemini, throw in Grok there inside. He'll also understand Obsidian, because inside Obsidian, all of these files that will be created are Markdown files. I will even share you one example just for reference. Here's an example of a school classroom that I'm currently cooking, guys. So this is an example of the school classroom. This is the graph, nice and clean. And inside, for example, here I have start here, right? In the start here, for example, I already have an SVG generated inside. And here I have relevant interlinks. So this is the beauty of Obsidian, because all of this text can go inside, and the AI agents will know where to stop. So you can see all of this is just documents, right? And like documents, like docs, like PDFs, like HTML pages. It's just text. It's just Markdown. And AI eats this. He loves this format. And can be easily shareable with multi-agent systems. And imagine right now, even what I am doing. I'm currently editing the current classroom, because I'm planning to update right now the classroom, right? We're going to have a step-by-step procedure on everything, on how to install all the skills, but it's coming up, because currently still editing. But just showing you that after you have all this context for reference, anything, AI images, AI videos, text, on-page SEO analysis, context engineering, social media posts, and this list can continue over and over again. So it means you'll be able to always write in your brand voice, in your whatever things. And also if you add a little bit of Claude SEO inside, you add a little bit of Claude blog inside, combining all these skills together, and you have just a full-on brain for your website or your client website. And like that, let the cooking begin. I think it will be also a great addition to the marketing brain. So maybe I'll even not make it a standalone thingy, but maybe we're just going to combine both these two together. We're going to see exactly how we're going to set the strategy behind it, if it's wise or no. For now, the topic is how to scrape all the website and then afterwards work on top of this. So this is going to be basically something that you will need to build on top of this, guys. I'm going to build the structure. I'm going to build the brain. And your mission will be to create relevant skills for this brain. So that being, let's say, in your case scenario, Thomas, you can create a skill with Claude or just prompts. Just prompt your Claude, hey, let's create a lead form skill, for example. So it will create for you also different sort of lead forms following best practices. So it will do that for you because it already has the pictures and screenshots of your design. So this is a win-win scenario. And guys, in the meantime, till it's cooking, I want to share with you why we are using Firecrawl and what is Firecrawl, just for information. So far, it's the easiest tool just to connect to your Claude to scrape the websites. Here you can scrape different websites. So that being, let's go even, I'm going to take Claude SEO.md, for example, the website. I'm going to press on playground right here. Yeah, and here you can choose between search, scrape, parse, map, crawl. You don't need to know any of these, but of course, if you want, you can learn. I'm going to put here the website. And here you can choose what you want to scrape. For example, me, I don't want PDF. I want to have maybe the main content. Then I don't have any filters. I want to have as Markdown. I want to have also the HTML I don't want, the branding, and a screenshot, full page. So you've seen right now, I put full page. I selected these options manually for this website. Then I select start scraping. So right now what is happening, Mr. Firecrawl API will scrape for us everything about Claude SEO.md. So here you can put any sort of pages, of course. It can be 5, 10, 20 pages, 100 pages if you want to, but in order, as many credits as you have. So it will provide us a result, that being brand logo design, brand colors, the screenshots of the pages, the whole landing page in a Markdown format, text, perfect for Obsidian, right? Combining this with screenshots of the current page that it took. So this is the exact same page, but as a screenshot, screenshot. I mean, you get it, right? So also branding. And here branding, it just took the icon of the website and also the OG image on the right. And we also have components and the brand colors. So this whole information was given to us, guys, in seconds, right? How long it took? Maybe around 15, 20 seconds. This is fast. And right now, Claude, what we're going to do, he will cut these images, maybe. He will use it for reference. He will embed inside its current Obsidian, and then he'll create the same, but for minneapolismade.com. And same you can do for your business. So in future, let's say if I want to generate some sort of images, it will always use or components, like maybe, let's say this one, right? Or this component, or this CTA, for example, yeah? Run on page speed, yeah? So again, in other pages, right? In other blogs, maybe product pages or anything of sort. So it's a win-win because here we're getting the full markdown of the page, we're getting the screenshot, and we're also getting the branding. So this is more than enough for us to, have relevant content, have relevant images. Imagine if it's a different website. So let's do another example with 21collagen.com, for example, because it's a collagen company. I'm going to start scraping. And the exact same thing. And of course, if I have HTML, maybe for something else, or in general, other endpoints for scraping. But here, the only thing is that you need maybe just the screenshots for you guys, because there's not many tools. So you can also use Playwright if you don't want to pay for Firecrawl. But here, first, you have 1,000 credits free, and then you need to pay. Either you can just create 5 accounts and use those per month, but just be careful. Or just get the pro $20 per month account. It's up to you. But it's a good scraper, yeah? Gives the result in a second. Again, I took the screenshot of this 21 collagen website. It has everything. And now imagine Claude now can edit images. Claude can cut your images. Same goes for ChatGPT or Codex. So I can just feed, it will just analyze this image and then it will crop or just get it even from the original source, right? And like that, imagine you can always create the same CTAs, guys. So if you have the full website template right now, so this is this CTA. I think it's a rich CTA, right? Wow, look at this. And it's interactive because if I'm going to go to their website right now, I'm going to go to their website right now. Look how beautiful it is. This is a full-on professional grade website. Don't you agree? Yes. It's fantastic. It has the full-on design layer of it. But this is a CTA, right? Awards, buy now, So again, if I want to recreate right now this component, it will take not days, but minutes and prompts. So Mr. Claude can capture this also from the screenshot and also from the page itself. Even the images of this lady sitting right now with a bottle, you can say, hey, put the bottle on top of her head. It will do that for you. But of course, copyright there applies, guys. Just be careful. But just saying that anything that you can review on our website, maybe images in the future, even generating videos when the AI models will be in full shape, you will also be able to do that and also have relevant information, because the main point here is to have a brain. Bigger brain you have, more relevant it will be in the future, because the models right now, especially in the AI space, they are going nuts and they're going skyrocketing, same as the speed that I'm currently talking to you. So if you cannot understand nothing, maybe later on you can just replay it again in the recording, everyone. But just saying that we can easily create any components we want in future if we set up a proper brain, which is what we're doing now. And look at that, boom, what it made here, charts, PNGs, whoa, okay. It entered on his website, it took his all graphs. You see this, right, everyone? So it scraped already all of this. Let's check the graph, how it is. For now, it's 2 files inside, and it got all the images. Here we have, I will make it bigger for you to see. So from Mr. Christopher's website, which is minneapolismade.com, it got all the PNGs from his page. It got all the SVGs. Okay, there's one for Claude. You can see there's ones for Clutch, another one, email marketing. So his blog pages, images, for example, look at that. It scraped all these images from his page. Then it scrapes other images. Wow. Okay. Wow. Beautiful. And then the rest. And soon it will proceed towards the text. So you see right now the website, his website, Christopher's website right now is being fully scraped. And like that, we're going to have just an Obsidian brain, a vault. Currently, it's just a README and a Codex, but soon it will become more bigger and bigger with relevant information in Markdown format for his current page. So the exact same thing you can create for yourself for your own website right now, yeah? And once again, my prompt was super simple, was, hey, let's create the brain with, look, I just gave the topic, right? I will share with you the template anyway afterwards, guys, but just sharing with you that nothing stops you for building a vault, a brain stronger right now, yeah? Depending on what you're doing. If you're doing ads, but you have a specific strategy or your specific ads agency strategy, then build a brain out of it and the skill, like that it will save you and automate a lot of your tasks. And that's important. Because for me, I know for sure that, wow, everyone needs a good scraper, and you don't need in future just to call always such. Everything going to be here inside the vault for your future AI agents. And yeah, that's it. Easy peasy and done. We have a README, a complete offline searchable capture of an entire website inside an Obsidian vault, built for minneapolismade.com. This is not a bookmark dump. It crawls the whole site and organizes everything a human or an AI will need to understand and recreate the site's content and looks. Every page has clean Markdown note, every brand, relevant images, logos, heroes, photos, graphics, icon, trust marks, and cut in for reusable crops, video and map embeds, the internal link graphs, the design DNA, which is the color palette, typography, logo set, guys. We are scraping also the design. Why the design layer matters to be exact is when you later generate images, ads, or pages for this client, the output has to match the site. So you get the point, right? What exactly currently is being crafted. So in future, let's say you have an automation for creating content, boom. You say like, hey, let's create a blog for X. Let's create a post for X. Oh, okay, because we're creating a post for X, why not include an internal link from our brand? And people, if something, they can just click on post X and it can get us some clicks, right? So that's a win-win scenario for everyone. So I hope you understand exactly how powerful this website brain is and exactly the intention behind it and why exactly it's needed inside our current day and time. Brains for the win, guys, really. So what we're going to have inside is going to be a wiki, basically a brain. We're going to have also a template for this. We're going to review in full afterwards. Currently, it's being crafted as we speak. So far, it's a README. It's a Codex also here. So it's one for Codex and one for Claude, which is fantastic. Okay, we have the logos. We have here also other images. I think you remember that we have checked the blog before, right? So even here we have all the blog cover images, guys. So Benjamin, what do you think about this scraper?
I like it.
Yeah, it's nuts. I think this can be a very nice, cool combo in Rank and Standard Pro. I think we can put it definitely alongside with the brain. I think it'll be well. So the main point here, I'm going to create also a skill and a brain also out of this that we can incorporate anywhere. In that case, Benjamin, we can incorporate it inside our brain project. Okay, here's a template for the full script website. Wow, I think it can be useful. But anyway, guys, everything is being scraped. All the images, components, SVGs, logos, whatever there is. Afterwards, it will scrape the context inside. And what we need to do right now is we need to wait for it to craft. It's doing everything in parallel using a multi-agent wizard approach. At the same time, just for information, I'm recreating also our current classroom. So far in just the start here section, everyone. And yeah, just crafting around. And Mr. Claude is exactly helping me with that. And as I was doing all this like classroom updates, I was editing not on school, but directly inside Obsidian. So first, I am editing with Claude inside Obsidian, yeah, because you can put images inside your Obsidian. Even same for crawl images, or for crawl pages, for example. Even SVGs, GIFs, and videos. And it's so much easier to edit and see everything. So imagine if you have a website, you'll always see whatever links or interlinks, internal links, outside, inbound, outbound, links there are, any other sort of relevant information, it will be presented for you. If you want to have it visual, not text, but want to have visual representation like SVG charts and screenshots from a Search Console, you can also prompt your Claude, hey, enter, take some screenshots for me, put them here inside my vault, inside my brain. I want to have it for future, for reference, for me, for myself, and also for other AI agents. Why? Because I really like that lipstick color, and I want to have it there, so future AI images will be relevant to that lipstick color. For example, yeah. So many things can be done with this vault, and I'm just telling you how powerful it is to have a specific brain that you can work directly with your AI agent.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm discovering that like basically no matter what I'm working on, I pretty much always build a vault, build a brain. I just, it just makes a lot of sense. For example, just today I built I knew I was going to be doing a lot of video generation stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so much pressure because I don't want to waste my credits, right? So I took the time to develop like this really detailed brain, which is like all about character and concept art, and it had all this stuff in it. And not only that, I sent it out into the internet to become like, I used Brainstein because again, it's all about getting the domain expert. Sent it out to the internet with like 1 million multi-agents to figure out like best practices for prompting CDS 2.0, and just invested that time in it, right? And then when I got to a point where it's like, okay, now I'm ready to go here, I genuinely think it put me in a way better position to not just have like garbage coming out of these video generations, because and then as I iterate and experiment with the videos I create, I'm constantly giving it feedback, and I'm refining it. Like I'm trying to get it to figure out a formula, like a identify my tastes, so that when it suggests new prompts, it's like we're weeding out all of the ideas that don't work. Like I'm giving it like all these ideas, and it's like, okay, well this actually doesn't work. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, like also negative prompts and positive prompting, also fantastic.
Yeah.
Going back here, I had a note. So the idea here for the current session, by the way, James, we build the perfect vault for a website. So basically a website brain that will contain everything. We're using Firecrawl, we're taking screenshots of the page, we are getting all the markdown, all the text, all the H2s, H3s, FAQ, title, author information from all the pages, and all the animated SVGs, all the GIFs, all the images, all the video embeddings. And we are setting it up inside Obsidian. So what that it means for future agents that want to edit our website, so they will know exactly where everything is. And this is the beauty about it, guys. And look at this interlinking. And Christopher, because if you're going to rewatch this video in future, Christopher, he has a very good interlinking. Do you see this, Benjamin?
Yeah, man.
Look at his. This is, guys, just for information. This is a visual representation of Christopher's website. Look at his beautiful interlinking, guys. I mean, this is no joke. He has a beautiful interlinking of pages. All of these are pages, guys. Yeah, this is whole pages. This is blog. Look at that. I'm going to press on blog. This is his blog section, screenshot, summary, content, and the links to relevant pages. I'll press on this. This is the other page. It's fully scraped. Everything full on page and the content itself with relevant information. Now this is something, and this was all done from zero. A new brain skill, and a full website scrape in just how long it took for us, maybe like 45 minutes, right? And guys, this is how you scrape in your website, how you build the brain, following best ever practices. And look at this beauty. And he's still building on top of it as we speak. So Christopher, if you see this video once again in the future, this is a beautiful brain. Very good about your interlinking. I am impressed. Very well said. Very well done. Maybe I'll do the same with Claude SEO, with Frankenstein also. But beautiful, guys. Look at this visual representation of a current website. So this is Christopher's MinneapolisMade.com website. Just for information. What do you think, guys?
It's amazing. It's really the difference between, like, if you position this as compared to a human brain. Like, if it's not all interlinked like this, it's typically like an ADHD brain. If it's not like all interlinked, like how they're all connected together. Like if all these dots were all sporadic files all over, like the brain that I sent you like a week ago, that's like ADHD brain in comparison to a human. But now that they're all interlinked, this is like operating on all cylinders. So yeah, this is a really sexy brain.
It's super sexy brain, and it's still being built, guys, as we speak. I'll even put animation how it was built from the beginning. Look at this. First it built the blog category web development, then it started building this overall like brain, yeah? And this skill did not exist in the space since we started this, this session. So we made it right now live, this whole thing. So once again, if you want to build a brain for anything, even for your own website, you can even do it now. Also prepare a template, maybe a prompt on how to build this brain for your website. But again, this is just, it took me how many prompts? 2 prompts, right? The most important thing is the tools, which were 2 of them used right now for this session. It was used Brainstain alongside Cloud Obsidian. Wow. And now imagine doing this for a client, guys. Hey, I'm going to scrape your website. How to scrape a full website in 20 minutes. No, 45. But imagine doing this for a 1,000 page website. And then afterwards, prompting your Claude, hey, we're going to create a task and we're going to do it daily for 1 year period. Come up with a plan. We're going to update each and every day 1 page, starting from the oldest one to the current day one. I want to put it as task and schedule tasks following these steps. Run Claude SEO, review, then run Claude whatever design and update. So imagine it will update for you automatically every page without losing count. So you can also create that for reference and auto updater of your pages. But Google can flag this, so please be careful. But just saying that if you want to update also your pages, or if you have 1,000 pages and some of them are from 2016, then you're asking yourself why are not ranking, then this is exactly why. That's why if you update older pages, but don't create new ones. If you have a lot of pages, don't create new ones. I mean, you can create a few of them, but update older pages. Google loves updated pages, especially if they're well structured, and Claude SEO and Claude Blog, for example, can help you structure that. Combine this with Obsidian, create a website brain, and then do that. That's it. You will nail. And once again, you can use this for any sort of context, being with your social media agents. Now imagine, I will just for the fun and for the sake of this video, I'm going to open right now a Codex session of the current and same Obsidian Vault with Codex right now. The reason why is because Codex inside has also image generation. And right now I can just prompt Codex, hey, here we have Minneapolis made. Generate for me a social media post for, let's say, LinkedIn. Also generate images or let's say a .gif in the exact same style using, let's say, Vault for widget generation. It will definitely do that. But here it's tweaking. Okay, no problem. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put, let's go for Codex. On the right, I'm going to put it here. Testing 1. It works. I want you to use the Codex plugin and summon Codex and generate for me 3 different images for my LinkedIn post. But before creating that, create a LinkedIn post about my latest blog post and interlink my blog post and make, of course, the image very nice in the same style as we are doing things of my website. You can check my Obsidian Vault for reference, and this is for MinneapolisMade.com. Yeah, this is the prompt I gave for Codex to generate for me images, 3 images in regards to my LinkedIn post, and at the same time to generate those 3 that LinkedIn post, right? And right now Codex, I just summoned it from terminal because I don't know, it's tweaking inside the VS Code extension, so not turning on here, so I'll just turn it off. But I have it inside the terminal, everyone. I have Codex inside terminal, yeah, and at the same time I want to tell it that, hey, please output inside a different folder. So I'm just gonna find demo June. So example images generated by Codex, and in this one folder, and I'm gonna put output the images in this folder, generate them all in parallel using multi-agent wizard. That's it. So currently, it will generate for me 10 images for the LinkedIn post, and also the LinkedIn post in the same style and the same format as MinneapolisMade.com website. Look at this, guys. Sitemap. So we got his sitemap in full, and now we know exactly how and which and every page is got. Even the legal part. Look at that. Even the privacy term. We have it all. We have all the screenshot of the current page. We have the summary. We have the content. And right now, what stops me for doing a full-on content right audit? And now imagine, let's say I'm a legal person, and I'm currently auditing a website about medicine, about a medical product, and I'm spotting a few legal concerns because they did not mention a chemical, right? So I'm performing a full-on legal audit on a website that is selling medical products. And this tool allows me to do that, right? As an example. So just to show you another use case of this tool, you can also audit even the overall keyword cannibalization, the context itself if you want to update it, as I mentioned before. You can also generate different sort of images. And right now, this guy here, Codex, here in terminal, he is generating 10 images in parallel. He is spawning one agent, and now he's going to spawn 10 more. So going back, all 63 pages are written, and the quality is strong. Proper matter, real world counts, word counts, and everything else. Quality check. Now he's doing a full-on quality check. He'll review in full. I'll write another thank you so much. Now, please do a full-on review and let me know if all is good and covered. Then, okay, that's it. Thank you. Well, no, I didn't see that one, for example, but this is after he'll finish. And like that, imagine, guys, I scraped a full website of 60 pages with all the content, all the images, all the components of the current page in just, okay, it took us 1 hour to scrape this full page, but we got everything. This is strong, I would say. What do you think?
Hey, I have another little pro tip if we're talking about scraping websites. So it turns out DataForSEO has a website scraper kind of similar to Firecrawl. It's not nearly as fast, but if you already have DataForSEO, it's an option for you. And one thing that I noticed it does that's superior to Firecrawl is, since it's DataForSEO, they're all about like, SEO stuff. And instead of just scraping the link, they give you almost like an SEO score. But actually, now that I think about it, it might almost be good to run both.
I think it's good to have this whole template and then just run all DataForSEO in there on this, I think for each and every individual page, because there we have the on-page lighthouse. Guys, we're talking about brains, because this is the future of your AI agents. Build now, grow on top of it, and just expand with your imagination right now. You can create brains for different sorts of tasks and automate a lot of things, because the technology is there, but just take it, one step at a time, bits by bits. You remember before, by the way, Bench and everyone, I have asked it to generate for me images in the same style, then I stopped it, not to generate too much. Look at this, it made this for a LinkedIn post, it made this. I can ask it to edit, of course, yes. But the thing is that I can use Codex to generate images, and that's exactly how I'm generating images in a bulk. You can generate 10 at once. If they finish 10, the next 10. There is no limit if you have a pro subscription. So guys, this is fantastic. Look at this. It's done.
Yeah, I have an idea on top of that, because I was thinking about what you were doing yesterday, where you were like attempting to redesign from a graphic design perspective a website by capturing the images of the existing website and then feeding that into, GPT image 2 or something and saying like, hey, make my website look way better from a graphic design perspective, which you can then take those results if you like them and then actually do the coding work, right? But then I was thinking like, okay, well, once we get these brains organized for the website, like for me, it's all about using the goal feature lately, right? And especially every time before I go to bed, because I know that's going to be like 8 hours of sitting there. I'm not getting stuff done. So last night, again, I was working on concept art for my character, and I said I was like getting frustrated all day because it wasn't spitting out images fast enough. And I was like, you know what? I want you cranking out concept art all night long. And I woke up to this like glorious like batch of designs that I was just like, yes, this is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. But the same thing could be done for the website, in terms of, because again, some websites got a lot of different pages. You could be like, hey, I want you to like leverage this brain we built. It's got all the information, all the data in there. You have access to the source code as well. I want you sitting there all night coming up with ways to make this website better from a graphic design perspective, from a UX perspective. And I want you to generate images, concept art about what we can do here. Because I really genuinely think that these image models are better designers than you talking to Claude or Codex and saying, like, if you sit there and be like, I want to make my website better, and you're just like going off the top of your head, it's like, okay, make it more high-end looking. Like this
is exactly, by the way, how I'm using it right now, Benjamin, for creating classrooms. Look at this. You see, right? This is all SVGs for the classroom that is currently being updated, guys. Imagine I put a chat window and chat messages from Claude, in a way. So Sam, you can use it as templates for future agents or whatever there is, even components on a website. Look at this. Fantastic. So
on one hand, you could have the brain and the process you're working give you art that you can put on the website. But if you're asking it to like redesign the website itself, you could then be like, ooh, that actually is a really good idea. This looks way better for my homepage, or this looks way better for my contact page. Now you have a reference. You grab what you like, delete everything that sucks or that you don't like. And now you go back to your session. You're like, hey, I approve this stuff. This looks great. Our contact page should look more like this. Get in there and start making moves to code this as you see fit. And then it has like a visual reference to know what to do. Now it's not just guessing and like flying blind. You got to figure out what your design Bible is for your website or whatever you're working on, because whether you realize it or not, you have one. You may not know what the rules are. So you get in there, you have your agent figure all that out using the power of the brain, scraping every fucking page up and down from top to bottom. Then you go in and you say like, listen, we must have a design language. So tell me what I'm doing that doesn't fit our design language. Then it's going to go find the pages that are like designed differently, and it's going to make them all designed in a more unified way. Now you have your design Bible, and anytime you build something new or you're building out a new page, doing this or that or whatever, it's this easily referenced thing that's sitting in your vault. And it's like, look, we need a new landing page. We need a new lead magnet page. And you're just like, I want you to go and use the design Bible. Everything we do on the site goes by the design Bible. That way you don't have to sit there and tell it what to do anymore. It's like, it's just going to do the perfect aesthetic and formatting and font size and colors and everything.
Wow, okay. And then afterwards, you can also generate different components for reference, Benjamin. You can even post templates. Wow, what we can do here. I can't even imagine, guys. I mean, oof. Wow. That means right now most of our projects became basically 2 times stronger, all of them, right? With this one particular skill even. And he is creating the brain template, which is basically this. Boom. That it's not a full-on brain, but it will be instructions for your Claude and for your Codex on how to set up and scrape the exact same brain with Firecrawl and Claude, and Obsidian. So, and the 2 skills, which are Claude Obsidian and Brainstain. We'll have all the instructions to do that. I'm just going to publish it maybe in the next 10-15 minutes after an audit. We'll review that everything is full and properly set in regards to SOP. And then in future, if you want to scrape your website, other website, your client website to set as a template, so you have everything for reference, even for creating social media posts with relevant images or whatever use case there is, even running your own page SEO or content audit or on whatever, even a legal check if you want to, even a cybersecurity check if you want to. All the data right now can be put here. So I think I'm going to put this number 1 in the list. I'm going to make this maybe first scrape the whole website, then run Claude SEO, then run marketing brain, whatever on top. I think this is going to be the next new strategy. I mean, just an add-on to the current strategy that we have, because this is a very powerful template, and if really I am pleased. I don't know about you guys, but I am pleased with what I'm seeing right now in this brain. Yeah, it's fantastic. Look, this is the /example.com/blog website, the command right on his website, and it has everything about this page. Full screenshot, animations, text, links, interlinks. Click here, you're going to that page. Boom, straight away with the exact same thing. So it's like viewing the same website with all relevant information. And now what we can do with this, it's only up in our hands. Once again, social media posts, videos, even other posts, updating older content, checking for SEO, checking for content, putting new keywords, perhaps, updating pages time to time with relevant high search volume keywords, making sure that the pages are answering people's questions in today's date, because they don't, best flow practices. So combining this with Marketing Brain, I think it's a must. I will publish the link towards the current website brain if you want to set up your own website brain. And that's it, guys. This is the website brain. At the same time, how to build the brain. following best practices. This is how I'm doing things. You just see me live. Nothing stops you from you doing it. I mean, you've seen it right now. You can just for reference and then just, use your imagination and rock and roll.